The only thing that's changed is now you're the fish and no one's fishing for you anymore. So now you're just jumping in the boat of the guy and you're like, wow, this is awesome. I can get hot guys to sleep with me. No shit. You're literally jumping in the boat. I'm going to be talking about one of your friends, but hey, welcome from Melbourne. Anyway, women must now ask men out because the men have just quit asking. This could be titled a couple different ways. Women have to ask men out, or here's the other thing it could be titled. Gen Z women have joined the "Where are all the good men at?" They've joined that club. The Gen Z women are now in the "Where are all the good men" tribe. They didn't learn. I told you this would probably happen. You guys knew it, of course. All of us have been screaming this. Maybe the next generation of women will learn from the millennials that came before them that you need to find a good man and quit sleeping around with all the hot, good-looking, popular guys. They have 700 other options because they're going to leave you in the dust. And the women, we said, maybe the next generation will learn. I got a button for that. Well, okay, so let's start here. Gen Z women. Gen Z age range is now 12 to 27. That's a big age range, and it makes me feel very old. So millennials, I guess, are 28 to whatever it is, 40 now. Gen X is slowly becoming boomers. But so they're the 12 to 27 range, right? Well, before we even get to the main article, I've got a supercut of Gen Zers, or they mostly look Gen Z. Maybe they're the very youngest of the millennials. The next generation of women that didn't learn anything from the previous generation, trying to figure out where are all the good men at. She's like, we've been warning you, dummies.
Dating right now in 2024 is the hardest thing that I've ever done in my entire life.
I'm starting a new series. It's going to be called The Grocery Store Chronicles because apparently in Arizona, that's the only place to meet single men.
Where are the single men at in Atlanta that are not absolutely unhinged?
All right, I am looking for a guy, a single guy.
Where are all the men? Where can I find a good man? Where can I find a man? Where are all the men?
Okay, on a serious note, where do like the 28-year-old single men hang out at? Because like
28 to like 30.
You're so right. We're bopping around the West Village and I'm looking.
I'm looking. Eyes are peeled.
But I'm not finding them. So if you're 28 and single,
We live in New York.
27-year-old women, and again, they're arguably not bad looking. They certainly would get a date. 27, 28-year-old women in New York City, and they're like, where are the men? Now, let's be honest with it. If we're going to be honest with ourselves, they're getting asked out a lot, I'm sure, but just not by the men they want. Not Chad Chattington the third, or Tyrone Thunderstroke Jr. They're getting asked out by lots of guys. It's just not the guys they want.
It shouldn't be that hard to find.
Everyone always says it's gonna be okay, but no one really knows that. That's just what you say. I just feel like it's a little bit unfair. I'm so over waiting. Like, when is it gonna be my turn? What did I do wrong? The thing is, I don't even want to be getting married or having kids right now, but I'm just starting to get nervous. What is wrong with me?
In her own statement, she tells everybody what's wrong with her. Okay, let's rewind this. Number one, before she starts the waterworks here. Number one, she's not bad looking. This is a cute woman. I'm scared I'm never going to find my person. I don't want it now. I don't want my guy now. I'm just thinking about the future. Why don't you want him now? Well, because I'm busy dating Chad Thunderstroke and Tyrone, Chad Chattington III and Tyrone Thunderstroke Jr. I'm too busy with those men right now. But I want to set up a guy that will wait for me, and he's attractive and successful, and he's all the things. I just want to have him set up. but I don't want him now. What are you, crazy? Why would I settle down in my 20s?
Men are very different. They don't court you. Whatever happened to flowers and phone calls and good morning, babe, and good night, babe, and let's go get lunch or breakfast, or hey, do you want to go look at the sunset? I don't fucking know. But that's gone now.
It's just so simple. How do women not understand what is going on right now? How do they not see it? Chad Chattington III and Tyrone Thunderstroke Jr. You got to make sure it's junior because senior, they don't have to do those things to get laid. They just say, hello. And women go, oh my God, he's hot and he's a doctor and I'll totally do anything you want. I'll come over to your place and we'll smash tonight. So they don't do it. The guys that would do it, average guys that are on her same level, that would find her important enough to call and to send flowers to and show they care, that's meaningless because you don't even look at those men anymore.
We are about to attend a speed dating event in Los Angeles. They signed me up for it. We're gonna go. Update, we just left.
The bitches came through. It was just bitches. Bitches everywhere.
It was a networking event and a friendship event. And now I have 800 new besties. So that's all.
Okay, so these women went to a dating event. No men were there in Los Angeles. Not a bad looking girl in the right. Not a bad looking girl in the center. Not really a bad looking girl on the left. She's got a very pretty smile. It's kind of hard to tell, but she's not bad looking. 3 good looking women. In progressive Los Angeles, you don't get anywhere that's more progressive. They're all in their 20s, maybe early 30s. Why can't they find a man to the point they're going to a dating event? Because the men they want don't want them anymore. There's plenty of good men. They're not like the older generation that now don't have any men. They're the younger generation that just can't find the men that they want. And the best part is they're so desperate, they're going to a dating event and there were no men there.
I'm going to say it, and you're not going to like what I have to say. You're not going to like it, man. You're not going to like it. Where are the real men at? I'm sick of it.
PSA.
I wish the video were longer, but this is all I could find of it. Okay, she's cute. She's cute. She has no problems meeting men. Come on. She's cute. But where are all the real men? That's always the important point. See, and she also ended the phrase with at. All these women don't have proper English. I'm just saying.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
All of them don't have proper English. Where are the real men at? She is 24, redhead, blue eyes, cute as the day is long. She has 1,000 men. There's 2.5 billion men that will go out with her, and she's crying, saying, where are the men at? The men are there, just not the ones they want. This is my favorite one of the whole smash cut.
Say it, I'm going to say it, and you're not going to like what I have to say. You're not going to like it, man. You're not going to like it. Where are the real men at? I'm sick of it.
She's a pump and dump. They all are.
PSA, I am only dating hot guys. This is the Hawkeye era.
Oh my gosh, really? Hold on. This is breaking news, everybody. Breaking news.
Men don't go after women anymore nowadays. And part of the reason is that it's just become so hard because we women have become so demanding.
That's the most base part of the whole video. This is what's surprising me is I thought Gen Z I thought I'd be doing this video in another 10 or 15 years. You know what I mean? Like Gen Z women become 35 and then they start asking where are all the men at? They're already asking where the men are because they're running out of men. Not eligible men like the older women. Not men that are interested in them like the older women. They're running out of the men that they will accept. And they're getting the smashed. They're getting laid. They're just not getting men that will date them. So they're running out of those men because their standards have become too high. And that's where the rise of women asking men out is coming from. Well, our favorite mentally ill, aging, dating coach that can't successfully get a man for herself more than to use him for 15 minutes worth of fun in the bathroom and getting some drinks. Yana Hawking says, I flipped my dating script and I used the corniest pickup line to land a hot Australia dude, and it worked. Okay, spoiler alert. Let me just come down here to this photo. Spoiler alert. I'm going to open this image in a new tab. Spoiler alert. Here's a woman. You're in a bar. A woman walks up to you. And you say, wait, what? I wasn't listening. I said, would you like to go out? Sure. Why not? There you go. There's your pickup line. We're looking at her pickup line. This is a woman's pickup line. That's it. This is a woman's pickup line. Uh-oh, she's got some crow feet starting. Oh, no, Yana. There's not much sand left in that hourglass. So anyway, and notice, look at all her photos. Photos. Pretty face, cleavage. All right, let's read Yana flipping. Now, why is she asking a guy out? Let's be honest. Because guys are not initiating conversation with her. Guys just aren't. The men she wants, they're wanting 25-year-olds. Last week, I found myself in a very horny situation. She says, in fact, it flipped the script on me for when it comes to dating. Have you ever looked across a bar at a hot guy and thought, God, I'd love to make out with that man? She said, I'm giving you the PG version of what I was really thinking. I want him to bang me. I want him to bang me like a jackhammer filling in a pothole. I want him to fold me up like origami at a Japanese festival. That's what she said to herself. She says, sometimes we summon the courage to flutter our lashes and hope for the best. But let's be honest, as a woman, we've been brought up to believe that men must always make the first move. I got news for you. If you're pretty and he's attracted to you, he will make the first move. She said, when I spotted a guy wearing an outrageous Australian flag onesie, I did a double take. He looked slightly absurd, but he was so hot. Tall with broad shoulders, cheeky blue eyes, and a grin that lit up the room. Okay, he wasn't funny. He wasn't interesting. His outfit was absurd. So why did she go talk to him? We always hear, women like funny guys. Women like guys that are dressed nicely. Women like guys that have great personality. The guy had none of that. He was in an an outrageous Australian flag onesie. So, and he hadn't even said anything. He was just tall and hot with broad shoulders and blue eyes and a nice grin. It's all physical. It's all physical. It's like having fish jump into your boat. You're not even fishing. And a fish jumps into your boat and he's going to be like, well, shit, all right. This is easy. Literally did zero effort. I'm in. I'm down. Am I DTF? Why not? Easy pickings. She said one cheeky line led to another, and before I knew it, we were on like Donkey Kong. We spent the rest of the night taste testing the wines, flirting in every corner of the pub until last drinks. We jumped in a cab. We went across town to another dive bar, and then right up until the next morning. Wink, wink, obviously. Okay. How is this is just proving our point. Yana would have lots of guys that would love to ask her out. There's lots of guys that would love to have Yana. None of us, because we know she's relatively, what's the word I'm looking for? I have a button for it.
I loved a woman who wasn't clean.
We know that about Yana. But a lot of guys out there wouldn't know who Yana is. And he'd say, I'd love to have a girlfriend like that, not knowing she has a body count in the triple digits. I'd love to have a girlfriend like that. I would buy her flowers. I would take her out. But he's never given the chance. She says no to that guy, and then she throws herself. This is what we keep talking about. All the women keep going for the alpha dudes. And this guy bangs her, and then a different girl, then a different girl, then a different girl, then a different girl. And none of these guys are going to be boyfriend material. None of these guys are going to settle down with you. All these guys are just going to bang you and move on. And the guys that would ask you on a date and buy you the flowers and fall in love with you and worship you, you don't give a second look to because he's not the top man. It's the same for all of them. And Gen Z is following right in the footsteps of the millennials and the Gen Xers and everybody else. And they're looking you right in the eye as they're telling you they're doing it. And then she writes an article about how awesome it was. I've decided to make it my modus operandi to toss aside society's tired prescription that women must sit in our femininity and wait for an alpha to make his first move. Be gone, trad wife TikTokers. It's been like that for 20 years. You're not breaking ground. Women have been fine asking out guys and throwing themselves at men for the last 20 years. You're not in undiscovered country. You're in undiscovered country for you because you're 40. You're used to the men coming to you. You're just 40 now. And now you're discovering it's not happening anymore. The only thing that's changed is now you're the fish and no one's fishing for you anymore. So now you're just jumping in the boat of the guy and you're like, wow, this is awesome. I can get hot guys to sleep with me. No shit. You're literally jumping in the boat. You and 40 other fishes. And this is breaking ground to her. She says there's a palpable shift these days, a surge of misogyny breaking bravery as women across the board choose their own desires, flirt outrageously, and rewrite the narrative. We're swapping timid glances for bold declarations, replacing nice girls with women who know exactly what they want and aren't afraid to go after it. Men never put women in the role where you can't ask a man out. You did that. Men never said you can't do these things. You've just said you don't want to. Again, go back to this woman writing this article for Medium about why don't men ask women out anymore? And for every reason that men have given that they don't want to ask women out anymore, she says, shut up and ask us out anyway. It's the women that are putting these roles on you, not the men. The men have said, look, we're fine with whatever you want. We're just trying to figure this shit out. And it's you that have gone off the rails. She said, so this isn't just a one-off escapade. It's a movement. I, Yana, 40-year-old woman, have discovered the movement of throwing ourselves at hot guys. Yana, this has existed since Brad Pitt. No, let's go back. This movement has existed since the 1960s when Paul Newman, when super attractive 28-year-old Paul Newman and the Beatles and Elvis had women fainting and throwing their panties at them. They've always chased after hot men. This is not a movement you've come up with, Yana. This shit has existed since before you were born. But why is it new to Yana? Because Yana just hit 40. And Yana still wants the hot guys, and the hot guys aren't coming for her anymore, so now she has to make the first move. And all these other women in this video that are that are complaining and crying, they could all have men. All these women could have men. Every single one of them, I think most men would say, they're cute, they're feisty, they're interesting. All these women could find a man. But then why aren't they? Because the men that want to date you have stopped asking, and the men you want to date, and this is the key, the men that you want to date have stopped asking. and they've stopped dating, and they've stopped bringing the flowers, and they've stopped putting in the effort. So now we have this bifurcation of men. Men that don't ask, men that don't give flowers, men that don't give you chocolates, men that don't do shit for you because they don't have to, because all you women throw yourselves at them. And then the other half of the men that also don't do anything for you and don't ask you and don't buy you flowers and don't get you chocolates and don't take you to dinner, because no matter what they do, you won't date them. So now the 100% of all men, not quite 100%, but we're getting a lot closer. The 100% of all men are now, I don't ask women out, I don't put any effort, I don't give you chocolates, I don't take you to dinner, I don't care. That's all men. And then half of them because they have no chance, and half of them because they don't have to try, because they have every chance in the world thrown at them. And that's literally where we are now. And Yana is discovering this newfound territory. Not because it's new, because it's new to her. Because she's getting fewer and fewer options with the men that she wants to hook up with. And now she has to take the first move. She's a cougar. She's a cougar that's putting herself out there for hot dudes. And eventually the next phase after this, even if you throw yourself at men, they don't want anything to do with you. The top men. And then she'll throw herself at average men. And they'll say no because you're used goods. And then she's just like the millennial women. Where are all the good men at? Then she's just like the Gen X women. Where are all the good men at? It's just right now, they're good men is a small select. But pretty soon, it'll be all of them. It happens every single time.